Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are going over Nexus Core Season 3, Bloom of Madness. Before we get started though, and before I show you the map, there are some disclaimers and whatnots. Um, I There's features I have not yet implemented that will be coming later, like floor loot and capture points. I want to do them, and I'm still learning how to do them correctly, so those will come later. But yeah, with that said, let's get. Oh yeah, also there's no bosses yet, so mythic weapons are unobtainable. But come next week or next week's mini update, there will be new stuff, new bosses. So first things first, Spawn Island. This is Spawn Island. You'll recall that last season there used to be there was a Butter Barn sign that popped up in the reels and a restored reels sign that popped up. Those are gone, and now it's a Mother Barn and a movie theater area. Also, instead of Spawn Island being separated, it's now a part of the map. So I think that was a cool little change I wanted to do. So let me know how you guys like that. But moving through here, you have a nice little water area with jellyfish that spawn, or the sky jellies. In this bush, there's a dirt bike. um, Down here is a boat with one chest. There's a bridge. Basic stuff that you can use your eyes to see. Over here, this is actually the same. Oh, also, I forgot to mention the map, the new map. This season map of Nexus Core is smaller than smaller than the original map, but certain things are still the same location wise. Like these these are the same. The spire towers are exactly where they were. This is relatively the same, it just moved a little bit. So as we go through, we'll go over that. Over here, these are an idea I wanted to do, which was having them at the reality tree, but I decided to spread them apart across the map. And so they're just here. You can loot them. There's chests in them. It's hard to get into since it's tilted. But if you do it, there's chests and a good amount of chests at that. Over here we have the dinosaurs. They're still here chilling. But now this is new. This is my idea of a reality wormhole, or I like to call it the paradox hole, which is the island's like caving in on itself. So like stuff slowly getting sucked in. But there's also this. The rift, or rift teleporter, you fall into it and it teleports you to an area on the map that's different. So it's cool little mobility. Um, it's a cool idea I had. Going over here, this is the Nets POI. Oh, also the spawn island is called Paradox Point. That's this POI. Going over here, this is the Nets POI that you can get to via the bridge. This is called Fluxing Factory. It's my take on a slap factory, but not the traditional slap factory. It's the command creator POI just remixed into a slap factory. So it's pretty cool. I like it. This is one of my favorite spots out of this whole season. Um the oh gosh, the reality route from last season finally decided to bloom. Now it's a mini reality tree, or paradox tree, because that's my whole entire spin on the reality tree. Um, but yeah, so over here is the hangar, or where they do all the slap making, and here is the office. Um, it's basically the same as like the original factory, except for this. This is the giant warehouse. So it's like kind of combined with like different elements of the slap factory. There's a slap truck. And then in here, the destroyed warehouse is like all of their supplies and whatnot. There's also a vending machine, so make sure to check those out. Those are also new. You can find vending machines across some POIs, not every, and they offer lots of loot. Over here, there's a truck tipped over, and you can get in the truck and drive it. Over here, nothing much, just mushrooms and terrain. Over here is the other mini reality tree, which is which was over there with the lighthouse, but now it's the Tilted Towers Primal Clock Tower. I like to think of um I like to think of these as like little tears into time and space, and that's why different reality type buildings will be found, like modern age lighthouse, primal age clock tower. Things to think about as we go through this season. Um, Coming up on the next POI, this is Slap Shack. It's the Loot Lake house, but now it's been turned into like a mini orchard for slapberries. So upon entering this POI, you will be able to go to the Slap Orchard, where you can interact with chickens, chests, slapberry trees, and a whole bunch of, cool little farm stuff. We got the little farm shed over here with the tractor. Loot Lake House is completely the same. There's a nice little farmer. He is just chilling now. Throughout the weeks, or in the upcoming weeks, you can actually talk to him, and he'll be able to give you a quest. Um. Oh, sorry guys, talking a lot. Up here, this is the first big thing for the season. This is the IO's airship. If you recall to last season, the IO or the Dominion in my map, we're talking about making something called Operation Bloombreaker. This is Operation Bloombreaker. It was an airship, and they barely got completed before the bloom emerged. But upon entering in here, you'll be greeted by all the IO tech, the round table of people. We'll get to them in a little bit. Through the tunnel, you can actually get into the reactor area, which is the same as the bunker. There's an IO person, and the robots are still in there. Upon interacting with this guy, he'll tell you the robots still need time to get power, and once they're done, they will send them to the surface to scout. And then, upon entering this room, I'll just give you a brief little summary of what everyone's saying. Cyclone is saying that he'll help as long as he doesn't have to be used as a power source anymore. Because if you recall, he got his energy siphoned to power the bunker, and now that the bunker's gone, and Jones needed us to find the rift fragment, and we did, and yeah. Jones tells you, I actually forget. There's a lot I built. Oh yeah, in the nick of time, now we need to make weapons and or machines to fight against the bloom. And by asking him what, he has an idea he saw in a dream, and he needs more people and resources to obtain it. So next week, actually I'll be doing a mini update this week to go to fix some things that are broken. But he'll get a quest for you to gather some materials and traps, and in return he'll give you guns and like XP if the XP accolades work. And yeah, throughout the weeks he'll keep making stuff and getting resources. Over here, Sloan is just like, yeah, she's here. Um, she's basically useless. Her dialogue doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's the airship. This airship will also move throughout the season. So this week it will be here. Next week it could be there, or like, different areas. But that will be moving throughout the season. And yeah, that's this area covered. Moving down into the forest also. For those wondering, the trees are messed up. This is a UEFN and Fortnite issue. They fucked up the trees upon releasing Chapter 7, so now they're just like this, unfortunately. Down here is like trees. There's not a lot of loot over here. There's a bunch of wolves that spawn. But if you recall, this was on the edge of the crater on season 2. This is back where it's at in its original spot, but there's nothing inside. Upon, investigating, maybe next week there'll be someone moving back in. We'll have to see and keep our eyes out. Moving over here, past this rock though, there's a building. This building is new. This was not here before. And upon entering, oh god, it's loud. You have a nice little lobby area, stairs, and up here is a little hospital. This, and this goes into why I wanted to do this season. My version of the reality tree, the paradox tree, I wanted to do a season where every single thing I've built can come together, almost like merging, but not merging fully. And this is a little bit of a spoiler for what will happen next season, because I'm pretty sure I will do it. Next season is called Rifted Realities. Basically, what happens at the end of this season, I haven't planned it out yet, but whatever happens next season will have all my maps combined into this map, and different factions will come together to team up to like put an end to like all the colliding stuff to then be sent back to their realities. So long story short, this is a preview of what is to come throughout the whole season. A little like mini, it's foreshadow, but it's just, I like it. This was one of my roleplay map buildings, and I think it kind of fits in where it's at because it's not really well populated and like crowded, so it's cool. Moving over here, um, this is the other POI on this side of the map. It is Rifted Row, I think, or Reality Row, either or. But before you enter, you'll see the No Mercy, No Decaf sign. This is new, a part of Chapter 7. So I actually did kind of wait for Chapter 7 to come out because I wasn't sure if stuff would get added, but it did, and it paid off, and so now we have cool new props. Um, in the water though, you'll notice that that was part of the other map, and it's back, but now it's in the water. So is the tower. But when you enter, oh gosh, lag. When you enter this area, you'll notice that everything's been changed. Almost like the influence of the paradox tree is taken over, and now it's a nice little purple biome, mushroom biome, reality biome, with a mini tree growing in the center. We'll start on this side. First off, we have a car dealership, but it's not a car dealership, it's actually a boat dealership, which makes sense since this is like a coastal little town area. So you can like buy a boat, but you can't buy it, you just steal it. But they have like different boat things all around. There's not really much to say about the interior, it's basic. I will say that this though, this is important. Um, I may or may not be going more towards Chapter 5 lore for the map, so you guys will have to keep a lookout for that. But moving forward, we have Durburger. Um, the main focus of the town was Durburger. This was supposed to be like a Durburger inspired area, or a town inspired Durburger, whatever, however you want to say it. We have a nice little Durburger truck. This will move throughout the weeks to come, as like a little food war thing. Um, but yeah, we have Durburger inside. Inside is just, normal stuff you find in a restaurant, kitchen, and then you got like dumpsters area. As we go through, you'll also hopefully remember if you've been watching my series, my playlist on YouTube about the Nexus Core Battle Royale series. You'll remember that this was actually Trolley Town last season. The Halloween season, this was Trolley Town. That was the Hey Boo store, and that was a bookstore, and that was in there. So it's basically Trolley Town, but Trolley Town's gone, and it's like an actual town. Um, Over here, Hey Boo is still here, but like all the Halloween decorations are gone, and the Halloween sign is up here. Um, the next big thing that will take it over will be Christmas, of course, Winterfest. Moving next to it, though, we have a weird looking building. This is No Sweat. No Sweat has finally made an appearance in my map after me wanting to implement it so long. Or at least in this map. The other maps has had it. Um, but yeah, and upon entering here, you'll be greeted. That's Oh, you guys can't hear the in-game audio. That's fine. Um, Upon entering, you guys will see yeah, you'll see a lobby area, nice little decorated place. We got like offices to sell you insurance, posters, like a back office too. Nothing too out of the ordinary that you would like see here. It's kind of like supposed to be like a chill little town on the coast. Over here we have like a destroyed construction site, you could say, where they were trying to build like a bridge going that way, but you can see how that went. Over here is Big Shots. Earlier, or a couple minutes before, when we were over at the Durburger, I mentioned that there would be a food fight with the Durburger truck. It will be Durburger versus Big Shots instead of Durburger versus Tomato Head. I think that will be a really fun twist. So it would be the coffee shop versus, yeah. So right now it's just a mini little coffee shop, but through the weeks you'll actually be able to interact with an NPC that will need help, and by donating him gold, he'll give you guns, but he'll also give you lore info about how he wants to, expand the shop and influence. So, but inside's like a nice little bar type design, still a coffee shop. They sell slappy, slap shrink. So that's really the only thing you can sell in a coffee shop, except for Slurp. Moving across though, we have this. This is like an abandoned area, abandoned building. Actually, next week this will be a shop. I won't say what shop because it kind of goes into what I'm about to play at the end of this video, but it'll be a shop. You guys will have to trust me. But yeah, upon entering, everything's just all covered. There's a little Guff plush. But in the back room, this is where it gets cool. You can talk to the TV, and the TV like sings you a song, kinda. That's the song. His name is Vets. Um, this is an Easter egg to Hesman Hotel, and the song that the dialogue is referencing is the when they're about to like go into the whole canon thing. If you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it too much, but I'm just gonna say that you probably know the song I'm talking about. If not, then I don't know. But you can talk to him after getting through his whole dialogue. He'll give you the Thunderbolt of Zeus, which I thought was a pretty funny idea since they're trying to get to heaven and Thunderbolt of Zeus is a god weapon. Anywho, over here we have noms. Um, really like this. This is a really cool building. Um, Normal grocery store, but I like the design of it. Looks really nice. Upon entering, it's just how noms looked originally from retail, just with a cooler or more modern interior. And that's gonna be it for the town part, or the retail part, I guess. Yeah, retail part. Now we have the one house, which is a split house. There's actually like two sides you can live in. This is the one from Sweaty Sands. So it's basically the same. Interior is just redecorated. Nothing too fancy. Um, but if you go go down here, here's the weird thing. There is a sand house. This is very cursed. Um, but I wanted to do something goofy down here, and so it's just here. Inside, you can get coconuts, and by emoting, that fish actually moves, and that is the dancing fish from Chapter 1, Season 9. It was apparently in the game files in UEFN, and I found it, so I thought, hey, that'd be a pretty cool Easter egg. Before we move into this area, there's also a boat spawn down here for you to drive a boat. Moving over here, we have our next little hole area, where if you go in the hole, it will also teleport you somewhere. So that's basically all of that. Moving into here though, this is where the new terrain comes in that got added with the introduction in Chapter 7. Now, I can do the Japanese stuff, guys, which is pretty cool. But yeah, this is the new little biome I wanted to do, which is a Japanese or Chapter 6 inspired POI of magic mosses. So there's a little lake, but more importantly, there's a house. And you may be thinking to yourself, that's a pretty cool looking house, and it looks completely normal, right? Wrong. This house is also from another map of mine, which is a roleplay map that me and my friends used to, or me and my Xbox pals used to do, back when Fortnite roleplay was at its prime in Xbox, and now it's not. But, but yeah, this is here now. Upon entering, you'll be greeted with just things, artwork, TVs, tables. There's a lot of chests in here. There's also this. This is uninteractable, so you cannot get it. Just for show. The bed. All stuff you would find in a normal house. But you get up here, and you have a man. This man is named Coast. He is an homage to one of my one of my gaming pals, who this was actually his house. And he says, "Where am I? And is this the city?" And yeah, that's all she wrote. Over here we have some like display cases of the Fire Oni mask, Void Oni mask, and Meowscles Pow Pow. Later in the season, these will actually become interactable. Each one for a different week, and you will be able to pick them up and use them. But for right now, you can't touch them. Then we got the last room, which is just like a filler, just a bunch of stuff and pickles. But yeah, I really liked this area. It turned out really well, and I hope you guys too, because this will also be changing, and there may or may not be something cool right here. May or may not be a mini boss to fight to get a mythic. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. If you get my drift. Over here we have another pillar. Also, all four pillars now have launch pads on them. So well, not launch pads, but like they're pads that you like touch and then goes wee. So there's that. Down here we have a nice little lake and a little like shack. Um, there's also a boat spawner. You can get a boat. But in this house is Stellan. So this week you can actually not talk to him. Um, that was an error on my part. But come Monday or Tuesday when the mini update drops, you'll be able to talk to him, and he basically just says, "This is interesting. I did not plan to be brought here, but now I am here." And he needs the harness energy to bring Geno here. Um, s- you also notice that there's oh my gosh, words. You'll also notice that there is a mini statue of the Oathbound, hinting at his arrival and that. Moving over here, actually moving into the new biome, newer biome, I guess. We have the next POI, which is Mushroom Motel. If you guys recall, this was one of the teasers I posted on my shorts, which was the only thing to worry about is the fun guys. Anywho, fun guy because if you enter through this way, going down the hill and following the road, you'll notice that the bridge is gone, or the road just goes into the water. So the slab truck tried to do it, but now, yeah, it's hanging off. So you can loot that. Moving past the sky jellies and the mushrooms and the tatsy, you'll notice that the reality route is also now a mini tree. Um, and entering the actual POI, the Big Shots car is here, which this will probably stay or move depending on how the food war goes or the restaurant war goes. Um, sorry guys, I'm sorry for pausing a lot to think about or pausing a lot. I'm trying to think about what to say because I don't have a script for any of my videos. So I just make stuff up as I go, even though it's not like making it up, it's just explaining. Um, in here we have a nice little lobby area and like nice little glass windows. Currently, glass does not work in creative. Epic is aware of this, and when it is fixed, it will be here. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. In this room, there's nothing. This is supposed to be a storage area, and I forgot to add boxes. Up top, we have the keyboard king area. I wanted to do something original for a motel, and I wanted to do like a little shop, so it's an extra way for them to make money. Um, Moving past that, we have all the rooms. All the rooms are exactly the same. There's no difference in furniture between any of them. So I could show you every single room, but I don't feel like doing that because they're all the same. Back here, though, is a special chest. This is the Oathbound Kingdom chest to also foreshadow Geno's arrival. Also, all around the map in various POIs, there's graffiti now. A cool little lively spray or update. That's actually currently not on the map. The current map, that's only a part of this for my next update. Over here though, we have a nice little pool attached. And yeah, this would be it for this POI. Um, but I think throughout the season this will get an update, possibly with new stuff from Wonky Land in Chapter 7. So I would keep a lookout for that, guys. Moving this way, there's not really much to talk about. There's just mushrooms. There's not a lot of chests or buildings. That will be changed throughout the season. More chests will pop up and more buildings will appear. over here to show that the reality or paradox tree is unstable and it's bringing in more things from different realities. Over here, Drift is still here. You cannot talk to him because he's like asleep in like a coma state. Over here we have like a little forest area that isn't jungle and mushroom trees. Up here, this tower is still the same. The only thing that is different is the orb. The orb, or the Nexus orb, is now down here instead of up there. It rolled off and fell. But yeah, it's still the same how it was in Fractured Veil. Moving from there, we have this. This was the temple that was, there. In the last season, it is now back, but half of it is only here. It's like kind of like displaced almost. Upon entering it, the Spire Guardian is back, and he'll basically like just give you lore about what happened to him, and now that he's back, um, and he just tells you that the orb is drained, and yeah, next week he will become a NPC you will either fight or hire, or you will fight him and then you'll hire him. So keep an eye out for that. Moving over around, this is actually it. The only other thing to show is this, which is a small little Easter egg for the winter update I'm going to be doing. For the Winterfest update, which will be called Frozen Bloom, I think. Yeah, Frozen Bloom. Frozen Bloom is the name of the Winterfest update I'm doing. And also, like I said, vending machines are all around the island, and you can find them at various areas. And that's gonna be it. I don't think I showed this off, which was the oh, it's our base that got ransacked during season 2 of the season 1 of the alien invasion. So this is still here. I would highly recommend keeping an eye out for this in next week's update, not the mini update, but the big update next week, because this may or may not change. And that's all I'll say. But without further ado, guys, that's gonna be it for the for this video. There is one more thing I did not show you, but I want you guys to learn that for yourself because it's a cool little Easter egg that may or may not change next week, and it's located over there with a member of one of the most important storyline people ever. So yeah, and that'll be it. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy the first week of Bloom of Madness. More updates will be on its way, but before we end it off, I do have a little bit of a treat for you. And these will be released eventually on my YouTube channel. But I have some stuff I would like to, or one thing I would like to play for you, that relates to this season, and it is called Shifting Realms, and it's my island theme for this season. So let's give it a listen. Hold on. I promise, guys, I promise I'm not new to this. Trust me, trust me. Um, how's everyone's day going? Hold on, guys. Keep watching the video, I swear. I swear it gets better. Trust me, trust me. Alright, there we go. Okay, hold on.